Hey everyone, welcome back to Crypto Cash. Thank you for joining me here. Hope you're having a great day. Let's take another look here at SUI. And please, please, please hit that like button. Maybe even comment below. Let me know what your thoughts are or where you're at with your current SUI trades. I want to open up with some positive stuff here as far as where we're at with our 0.618 fib level range. Now, while I think that it's oftentimes kind of foolhardy to rely solely on fib levels, it is important to recognize that these things do kind of link up sometimes. Now, what I want to do is just kind of quickly give you perspective on this previous cycle here from the low of 44 cents to its 535 high. When it came back down, it pulled all the way back down to its 0.618 fib level. It may be difficult to see, but it wicked down for one last leg to almost hit at the 0.786 range. Okay, and then it continued higher. Having said that, if we look at the current range, we're pretty much playing out the same exact scenario here. So we're here, right at this point, we've broken below our 0.618 fib level for a wash of those late shorts, those are late longs rather, and we can see this 0.786 fib level was just tested. So we're performing similarly to previous patterns or cycles rather, before the price just took off without, I wouldn't say without reason, but it really just took off and didn't look back. Okay, so we could be seeing a similar play out. Quick congrats to our community members for some awesome profits from our SUI long, 60%, 45% from ETH, and 32% from Bitcoin. I'd like to touch on that because we always got to keep things positive and celebrate the wins. Because honestly, this last month has been garbage for trading opportunities. Now we're starting to finally see them. However, it's important to recognize that you don't want to get too crazy with longs. I only had 3 positions open to the upside at that time, and I want to make sure that we don't over leverage, right? Those were lower leverage trades, nothing too crazy. Just caught a good pump there with the war efforts kind of slowing down. Keep in mind, we're still in the middle of a war, at least parts of the world, and that does affect things here. All right, so now that I prefaced the heck out of this, 3.1 to 2.9, basically 290 to 310 is that upper liquidation range here locally that may get hit next. And from a macro perspective, there's not much else here locally outside of the 360 to $4 range, but we're a long ways away from that. At this point here, let's take a quick look at liquidation long delta, which is 400 million to the upside. Basically implying we have more longs than shorts, so you generally don't want to try to short against this. Right now, this isn't like a significant amount of buying pressure. We've seen more before, but for right now, it does tell us the bulls are in control, and shorting against bullish momentum doesn't make a ton of sense. Keep in mind, Bitcoin could start to slow down, and if so, we might see Bitcoin dominance taper off and altcoins start to surge here. I do think we're going to see a bit of a run from altcoins here soon, pending Bitcoin doesn't make an obnoxious sell-off, okay? So we are starting to see the Bitcoin dominance shift momentum. All that said, point of control at 290, that reinforces that resistance at 290 to 310, and once more 330 is that next area of open interest. These are resistance ranges between now and then. So we break 290, it would be safe to say 330 would be next. All that being said, the daily time frame, let's recognize this here. This is the doom and gloom, okay? So just to be straightforward with you, just because we have some patterns, we have some fib levels, and a slight shift in momentum, we've been here multiple times before, okay? We're below all moving averages until we close above $3 at the very least. We want to be mindful that we should continue lower. That's just the general consensus. We saw a nice bounce off 30 in the RSI here on the daily. That's fantastic, all well and good. But just because stochastic's swinging up and some idiot online tells you that we have a hidden bullish convergence doesn't mean you take a long right now. I don't care if the price skyrockets to $5 tomorrow. It's still not responsible to take a long into this kind of descending trend. Now, a short-term play may be worthwhile because the 4-hour time frame on most altcoins is looking beneficial. In other words, if we take a look here, we're over 50 on the RSI, we're MACD converging, we're over, the SMAs, money flow index is over the RSI. Those are all very good signs, okay? Just bear in mind, we're not in like a phenomenal market. Bitcoin is breaking bullish, but it isn't fully confirmed yet. We still need a little more time at the 105K or higher, right? Okay. All that being said, we have a fair value gap below the price as low as 265. I think that would be a worst case scenario if we do pull back, unless Bitcoin continues to run. If we look at the hourly time frame, we have broken moderately bullish here on the hourly, letting us know we're above all moving averages, and we do have some support in the 270 range with that cloud here locally. Just note, fair value gaps and the local resistance at about 280 to 290 could continue to push the price action down a little bit further before it legs up again. So I may consider along in the 260 to 270 range, but between now and then, I think it's best to wait. Those are my thoughts. What are yours? Why don't you comment below, let me know. Join us over at Bitunix too, folks. We have a new campaign starting tomorrow. I'll go ahead and post that online as well. And then obviously join us on Twitter, Telegram, and Discord. We got, 20 or 30 new followers yesterday. That's awesome. Thanks again for joining. We'll look forward to seeing the next one. Take care.